10-minute early morning yoga. Come and lie on your back. So perhaps when you just get out of bed, you could even do this before you get out of bed. Draw the knees in, arms by side you. If the chin is poking up, keep your pillow behind your head or just roll up a blanket. Little gentle pelvic tilt. So drawing the hip bones towards the rib cage, flattening the back towards the floor. And then a very little gentle movement the other way. So then you're moving one way and the other. Just doing that a few times. You could even have the thumb on the bottom of the rib cage and the middle finger on the hip bone. You could try hitching right hip towards right rib cage and left hip towards left hip cage. Just working out how the back is feeling this morning. And bring it back to center. And then bring the knees in. So start with a little roll, just gently drawing the knees in, exhaling them in, and inhaling them out. And then bring the knees a little wider and do the same thing. So just exploring through the lower back and through the fronts of the hips. And then maybe back to center and just stretching one knee away, back in, and then the other knee away, and back in. Good. Place the left foot on the floor, right foot up towards the sky. We're just gently reaching up through the heel of the right foot, lifting it up to the sky. Turn the toes towards the face. And let's take a little rotation with the ankle. One way and then back the other way. Good. Lift that heel up. Gently use the hands or a strap around the foot if you want. But if just woken up, maybe hands. Just watch out the shoulders aren't lifting right up towards the ears. Soften the shoulder blades down the back, perhaps, and open those shoulders. Bring that knee in. Let's switch legs. Gently take that leg down, that leg up. Lift the heel up to the sky. You might find one hamstring is a bit tighter than the other. Circle the ankle. And then back around the other way. Good. Bring it back to center. Lift that heel again. Gently lengthening. Drop the shoulders. Release the back of the neck. Good. And release. Bring both knees back in again. And let's take the knees out to the side. So little circles now. Beginning to move that sort of awareness, perhaps a little higher up the back. Just careful of the lower back as you do this, noticing if it's arching a lot or there's any sense of sort of painful sensation, drawing that around. It works best to take the knees out and around rather than in and the other way. Good. Place those feet back down on the floor. Hands down on the floor. Tuck the hip bones back up towards the rib cage. Squeeze the bottom. Push down on the feet and send the knees and the thighs straight away from you. So just check if the knees are kind of collapsing out to the side or anything. You really want to, if you want to, you can put a cushion or your pillow between the knees to squeeze everything in, just to get a little activation all around the back of the pelvis. You can turn the palms up to the sky. So once more, we're broadening across the front of the chest. Lengthen the knees away. Give this bottom a really good squeeze. Good. And then gently, if you can, start to find that slight activation in the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, rolling it down. Good. Roll onto one side, place one hand down, lift it all the way up. Good. Come into cross-legged and take the hands to the knees. Now here you can roll on the side and come and sit on a chair. I don't have a chair in the room, or on sofa or something that you've got. So you don't have to be down on the floor. So you don't have to be cross-legged. You could also be like this. So maybe a chair is a good idea. We're going to take the hands on the knees. So if you're sitting on a chair, just hands to the knees, and you're going to roll the upper chest around in one direction. So just keep going in that direction. You're coming out of the hips and all the way around, then lift the spine. Come back to center, all the way round and up to center, lift the chest to the sky, And then back the other way for 4, 3, 4, 5, whatever it feels right, rounds for you. Good. A little bit of whole body movement. Good. And back to center. Excellent. Keep those knees either crossed or out or sitting on the chair. I'm going to do it cross-legged because that's more comfortable for me. I'm going to take the opposite hand, so my left hand to my right knee and my right hand behind me. Keep the chest to the front. Keep looking at the front. Lift the heart to the sky, and we're going to take a little twist to that right side, but we're going to lead with the nose and the breastbone. So think about leading gently with the nose. Keep the eyes on the horizon. You don't have to go very far, but think about the spine as a kind of steel pole around which you're reorganizing the muscles and the ligaments. So we're not trying to wrench the spine around to really look behind you. Just getting a little bit of rotation first thing in the morning. And it won't be as far as if you did this last thing at night. So bring this back to center. Other hand, just look to the front to start. So you realign yourself around that pole. And then let the nose guide you. Good. Checking what the breath is doing at the same time. That's always the interesting one. What is the breath doing? Lovely. Bring yourself back to center. From your chair, come over onto all fours. Get onto all fours. And here we're going to take a little cat. So cat, tuck the chin in towards the throat, draw the belly up towards the spine, and really lift the shoulders away from the floor. So you're lengthening the arms. You're pushing down with the hands so everything feels long. It might feel a bit of sensation if you've got any tight nerves. And then we're going to go the other way. So let's take the hands, which is what we did in class. Take the hands a whole imprint further out. You're going to lift the chest and send the tailbone away. So you're getting a little dip in the spine. You don't have to throw the head back. The neck stays nice and long. And then let's do that again the other way. So draw the belly back. I've got rather a baggy jumper on. You can see the movement of the spine. Keep tucking the chin in, and you're really lengthening those arms so that you can feel if there's a little bit of tightness, a little bit of sensation. Good. And bring it the other way. Really nice ones to do first thing in the morning. Let's get a little bit of activation going. So draw those hands back under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under and lift the knees slightly. So now we're firing up around the core. So it doesn't have to be high and doesn't have to be long. Just lift them up and drop them down. That's it. Just do that a few times. Lift them up and drop down. Now, if that's too much for your wrists, elbows. Lift them up, drop them down. Lift them up, drop them down. Do as many of those as you like. I'm just going to leave that one there though, because we're going to come back onto all fours, and then we're going to gently lift them up one more time and come into your downward facing dog, a super all body stretch. It's a bit tricky in my socks, they're a bit slippy. Lengthening through the arms, pedal the knees, give a little bit of movement to the hips. Now, the temptation is to want to walk back towards the feet, and that is fine. See how much you can do of straight legs. If you get to the time when walking back to the feet is quite easy, look up to the hands. You might want to come up on the fingertips and walk up to the hands. The trick is to try and do it with the straight legs. Bend them where you need to, but that is what we're working towards, is nice long hamstrings. Soften the knees a little bit now. Tuck the chin in, round the spine, and curl yourself all the way up to standing. Remember, roll those shoulders open and back. Take a pause, see where the breath is. You can even do your little sippy breaths here to calm the breath down. And then fix your gaze on something that's not going to move. 6 to 8 foot in front of you, down towards the floor, into your tree.
Take your weight over to one side, plant the foot on the inside of the leg, put my socks on. I've got the slippiest of trousers on today, so I'm going to go lower. Bring your hands to the heart. A little bit of pressure perhaps between the hands to broaden across the shoulder blades. If you prefer, have the hands out to the sides, anywhere you like to grow your branches, just to give yourself some balance. Maybe you find the hands at the heart is a really nice one. Squeeze the standing leg, squeeze the glutes of the standing leg so it keeps you lifted. It's a really good habit to get into. And then after a while, you won't need to remember to squeeze the glutes to keep you standing, because so often the hips can go out to the side and that becomes a bit of a tricky habit to get out of. But you want to keep everything nice and strong. And remember, we're firing up. It's first thing in the morning. Release the hands. It's the leg. Let's take it to the other side. Squeeze that opposite glute. Don't worry about the wobbles. Bringing yourself back is more important. And also just not really getting irritated or annoyed. Just it is what it is in the morning. Sometimes it's really hard to balance. Other times it's really quite easy. So placing the hands where they feel comfortable. And when you're ready, release the leg. And release the hands, give everything a little move around. So thinking about extending that tree practice as you find yourself enjoying the tree pose more and more. Let's bring the final thing, a little bit of figures of 8. So you bring the right side forwards, left side back, left side forward, right side back. Thinking about your figures of 8. And what's really nice here, this is our kind of Shavasana. I'm not going to lie down. It's first thing in the morning. You need to be up and gone, I'm sure. But just noticing if anything's changed in the brain, if any of those postures were difficult to get into because the brain was racing, if it was difficult to spend this time doing the practice. So just enjoying that movement. Taking anything around this pole down the center that you want to. Feel free to carry on with this practice. I'm going to say thank you very much. Enjoy your day. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon.